This program is made possible through the support of our generous sponsors. The Talk of Paynesville, a Paynesville area community education production in association with the Paynesville Area Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning and welcome to the Talk of Paynesville. I'm Jacob Bertram.
And I'm Faith DeCousin. Thank you for joining us live today. Please enter your questions in the comment section below at any time during this broadcast and we'll try to get them into the show. Jacob, did you know that today is National Career Assistance Day, Nurses Day, and National Go Fishing Day, and National Splurge Day?
That's a lot of things in one day, Faith.
Yeah, what would you splurge on today?
Well, I haven't got my dad his Father's Day gift yet, so maybe I'll put something towards that, or maybe just food or ice cream. How about you?
I want to go to Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, yes, our faithful sponsor, Dairy Queen. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. We have Father Patrick Huff will be on to talk about his recent Catholic ordination. We have highlight the Hamish family for June Dairy Month. We also have our local trivia contest, Joke of the Week, Chamber Member Spotlight, and of course your Meg Wealth Management Money Minute. Well, let's get started with the trivia segment for this week. Alright, the question for this week is who holds the Paynesville girls basketball record for the most steals in one game? Was it A, Abby Wirtz, B, Kayla Schaefer, C, Brenda Meyer, or D, Amy Winder-Bass? Please put your answers in the comment section below and we'll get them the answer revealed later in the show. Good luck to everyone. Now we would like to hear from our sponsors.
We all want to be centered on life's best moments. The big ones, the small ones. We know you don't have time for complicated banking, and we believe you deserve something more. Our friendly and knowledgeable team is here to make banking easier with the right financial accounts, loans, and services to fit your needs. It's our promise to you to place your needs at the center of all we do. Central Minnesota Credit Union, centered on you.
Meg Wealth Management has offices located in Paynesville and Wilmer and is a comprehensive wealth management, investment, and insurance firm. As your trusted advisors, we are wholly dedicated to helping you reach a higher purpose for your wealth and design a lasting legacy for your family. We leverage deep industry knowledge, a vast network of specialized services, proven investment strategies, and a passion for serving you. Let Meg Wealth Management help you live your life by design, not by default.
We now welcome Father Patrick Huff to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Patrick, how does it feel to be recently ordained?
Good, it's great. I've been preparing for this for the last 7 or 8 years now, so it's good to finally be ordained and get a chance to get out in the parish and do what I've been training to do.
All right, do you want to explain a little bit about the whole ordination process? Like, what do you have to do to get into the priesthood?
Right. First of all, what you do is you study for a particular diocese. So the dioceses are ways that the Catholic Church kind of geographically locates like the church. So like in St. Cloud or Minnesota, there's 6 dioceses. There's St. Cloud is the one that I studied for, and so you have to be accepted to study for a particular diocese. And what you do is you go to school, and first of all, you have to start studying philosophy. So you do 4 years of what's called college seminary. And so in college seminary is a lot about laying foundations. So you learn to pray. We spend a lot of time working, just learning to pray, building up, so they want us to start, if you're coming in, you don't really have much of a prayer life, just kind of start praying, 15, 20 minutes a day. And they want you to work up to being at the point where eventually you're spending a full hour every day in prayer, just to really solidify that foundation with the Lord, which is the rock of, our faith. And so college seminary is a lot of laying foundations, learning to pray. You also study philosophy. So philosophy is about learning to think clearly and articulately. And so the first class you take is logic, just kind of laying the foundations of how to think according to reason, and with good thinking. And then you study all kinds of philosophers throughout the centuries different ways that people have thought, different ways throughout the years, and you kind of learn to be very particular and precise with the way you're speaking, because sometimes you might be saying the same thing as someone else, but you're just kind of talking past each other because you're using different words. So philosophy is kind of what you start studying with. So I got a 4-year degree, bachelor's degree in philosophy. And after college seminary, then you go on to another 4 years of studies. So those next 4 years, you continue kind of what you started in your college seminary, a lot of a prayer life and things like that, but then you also start doing more with studying theology. And so a lot of scripture classes, a lot of classes on like church law, and just learning the teachings of the church, and continuing to deepen that relationship with the Lord. So we have daily mass every single day at the seminary, and we spend a couple points throughout the day. We come together for prayer. So in the mornings and in the evenings, we spend time in prayer together, so that's kind of prayer and study are kind of the big two themes of seminary life. So after you finish your 4 years of theology studies, then you get ordained. So I was ordained a transitional deacon last year, which means I served in a parish as a deacon for 1 year before becoming a priest. So now I'm a priest, and I'm going to be going out into the parish coming up here in the next couple weeks to start my first assignment as a priest.
So it's a total of 8 years, kind of to become a full priest, I guess.
Yeah, basically, yep, 8 years, yeah.
Wow,
yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so a lot of studies, a lot of preparation.
And you said your degree before was in
philosophy.
Philosophy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, philosophy, and then a master's of divinity in theology.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
When did you know you wanted to become a priest?
I guess I really never thought about it too much until the summer after I graduated from high school. And so I was undecided on what I wanted to study at college. And so I just started kind of praying on my own a lot more. And when I started thinking about it, I had a couple memories come back from when I was a kid. I used to serve at Mass with Father Richard Leeson in Paynesville here. And one time he encouraged me to think about the priesthood, and it was kind of 1 year and out the other as a kid. And then actually he ended up retiring then a couple years later. And I was asked to write a little snippet about a priest I admired. And he was the only priest I had really known up to that point, so I wrote about him. And so he wrote a thank you note to me and said, by the way, I think you'd make a good priest someday. So that was the second time he encouraged me to think about it. And I was in high school at that time, and I wasn't really interested. And so I just kind of pushed it off the plate, never thought about it again until that summer after high school. Those two memories came back, so I got in contact with Father Richard Leeson, and he encouraged me to go to the seminary. He said, just because you go doesn't mean you're giving your yes right away. You just kind of go to pray and to discern if this is what the Lord is calling you to. And so I did that, and I ended up just kind of staying there for all the way through. And kind of throughout the time there, you become more and more certain that this is where the Lord is calling you to be. And it's kind of how I ended up becoming a priest. So
you mentioned before, what it all takes to become a priest and what degree do you have. We have some pictures from your ordination if you want to see that here. You have the chance to meet the Pope as well. A couple.
Yeah.
Was that last year? Or?
That was this past January. Yeah. So I got a chance to meet the Pope. It was just kind of one of those circumstances where everything that needed to happen just happened to fall into place, because all the bishops meet with the Pope about every 5 years or so. And so the Minnesota bishops were meeting with the Pope in January when we happened to be there. And so they snuck us into the meeting and got to shake Pope Francis's hand, and he gave us some words of encouragement very briefly. He spoke in Italian, so there was a translator there. But then he gave us some words of encouragement about, he said, never lose your sense of humor as a priest, and keep on praying, basically. So, but that was really cool just to get a chance to meet the Pope and shake his hand, and it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime encounter that I'll have. So.
Right. Yeah, that's really cool.
What are your future plans and assignments?
So right now, my first assignment in a parish will be in Fergus Falls, Pelican Rapids, and Elizabeth, kind of up north a little bit. And so I'll be there for at least a year or two, and I'll be an assistant priest there. There'll be another priest who's kind of the one in charge, and I'll learn the ropes from him. The priest I'll be with, his name is Father Alan Wulinski. He's been a priest for 36 years now, so he's got a lot of experience, so hopefully I can learn from him. So I'll stay with him for a year, for sure a year, probably two. And then after that, they'll give me my own parishes. They'll place me in the diocese. So the bishop is kind of in charge of placing the priests wherever parish just wants to put them in. So yeah, in a couple of years I'll find out where they're going to be placing me, and then just starting in this coming end of June here, June 30th is when I start in the parish. So then I'll be kind of living the daily life of a priest in the parish from that point on.
Right. Do we have any pictures, Matt, we want to talk about a little bit? You kind of covered them through? Okay, well, you're already ahead of us there. So,
oh, good.
Well, actually, I know your ordination mass was kind of changed due to COVID-19.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, looked a little bit differently. So how is the overall health of the Catholic Church with the COVID-19 kind of being in the way?
Yeah, there's been some challenges with all the COVID, especially the restrictions on how many people can come. So for probably about 2 months or so, they just basically didn't have any. The church wasn't really open for Sundays, and so they played mass on TV and things like that, and that way people could still watch, but they couldn't really come to church. But now they're opened up to about 50% capacity now, so every other pew is taped off, so that way people can space themselves out. It's recommended for people to wear face masks just to prevent any spreading germs and things like that. Right now, we have to wear, when we process in and process out, we have to wear our face mask and everything just to kind of the same precautions there. So there's just been a lot of precautions in place. They wipe down the pews after every time, so just to make sure they're clean. So a lot of precautions in place, and it's been challenging because a lot of people have been away who want to be coming, but for whatever reason they don't feel ready that it's safe enough yet to go back. So we're just kind of slowly easing back into things and trying to do the best we can to get back to full steam ahead someday.
Right.
So,
and it's been, you said it's a little bit different for the parishioners as well, but I mean, for you priests too, it's kind of been different for how you do, the Mass itself. Like you said, you had to wear a mask when you process in. There's different things that you have to do. You want to explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So basically just, when we process in and out, we have to wear a mask. And also when we're distributing communion, they ask us to wear a mask. But otherwise, there are some things that we have been asked to change that from the way we usually do things. So for example, at one point, we do the sign of peace, where you kind of turn and shake people's hands around you and say, peace of the Lord be with you. And but we've been not doing that because we don't want to be, shaking hands and spreading germs that way. And so other than that, it's really not been too different. It would have been more different for me if I had been in the parish, but I was in the seminary during the whole COVID thing. And so I know a number of priests they just celebrated Mass by themselves and just with a camera basically in front of them, which that would have been very different than normal. But I was still finishing up my seminary during the last 2 months of seminary. Basically, we were quarantined and we didn't leave the seminary really too much, just to kind of be able to finish our studies and yet not have to worry about getting everyone in the seminary sick. So, yeah.
Faith, you want to get that last question?
What did you like best about growing up in Paynesville?
I think I like the small town feel. It's just it's close. It's small enough that you get to know everybody, and you can. It's just I really like the small town feel. Just kind of being out in the country and getting to know everybody who's in school. You pretty much knew everybody, at least everybody's name, and so I just kind of like that small town atmosphere as opposed to being in a big city or something.
All right. Well, that's all the questions we have for you today. Thanks for coming in, and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's good to be here.
We all want to be centered on life's best moments. The big ones, the small ones. We know you don't have time for complicated banking, and we believe you deserve something more. Our friendly and knowledgeable team is here to make banking easier with the right financial accounts, loans, and services to fit your needs. It's our promise to you to place your needs at the center of all we do. Central Minnesota Credit Union, centered on you.
Make Wealth Management has offices located in Paynesville and in Wilmer, and is a comprehensive wealth management, investment, and insurance firm. As your trusted advisors, we are wholly dedicated to helping you reach a higher purpose for your wealth and design a lasting legacy for your family. We leverage deep industry knowledge, a vast network of specialized services, proven investment strategies, and a passion for serving you. Let Make Wealth Management help you live your life by design. not by default.
We now want to welcome Mr. Jeremy Wilner for this episode of Your Money Minute.
Because of COVID-19, the tax filing deadline for 2019 was extended to July 15th of 2020. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jeremy Wilner, CEO and founder of Mag Wealth Management with offices here in Paynesville and Wilmer. And today we're going to talk about dodging the taxman, 8 legitimate tax loopholes you may be missing. Whether you're finishing up your 2019 tax return or maybe starting to plan a little bit for 2020, these may be some loopholes that you've been missing. Loophole number 1, bad debt. If you have any bad debt that is uncollectible and it is a true loan and not a gift, you're able to deduct that. Loophole number 2, capital gains tax rates. Remember, any appreciated asset that is sold is generally at a lower tax rate than your ordinary income tax rate. Loophole number 3, second home mortgage interest deduction. You're able to deduct any interest on a second home mortgage, as well as if you have a second mortgage on your existing home. Loophole number 4 is rental income. If you have 15 days or less of rental income on your primary home or secondary home, you're able to exclude that from your income. Loophole number 5 is charitable gifts. For 2019, you could deduct up to 60% of your adjusted gross income. For 2020, that will go up to 100% of your adjusted gross income. And remember, if you're over 70 and a half, it's a great idea to use your IRA to fund charitable contributions. The IRS allows you to use up to $100,000 to make direct gifts to charities from those IRAs. Loophole number 6 is pets. Generally, pet expenses are not deductible, but if you have a service animal or have a business where animals are required or guard animals, you're able to deduct those expenses. Loophole number 7, state taxes. Whether you purchase an automobile, a house, a boat, you have any taxes that are due for your state, property taxes, those are all deductible up to $10,000. And then finally, retirement accounts. You are still able to make any type of retirement contributions for IRAs up until July 15th of 2020 for 2019. The contribution limit is $6,000, and if you're over 50, you're able to make an additional $1,000 contributions. How can you get more information? You can visit our website at magwealth.com, or you can comment on the Talk of Paynesville link. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day.
Thanks again, Jeremy.
We all want to be centered on life's best.
Thanks again, Jeremy, for your Money Minute. If you'd like to contact Jeremy, please visit their website at magwealth.com. Well, during the month of June, dairy farmers around the country celebrate June Dairy Month, a month to pay tribute to our dairy farmers for what they do every day. I was able to interview the Hamish family about what it's like to be a dairy farmer. The Roger and Lisa Hamish family farms, milks, and raises chickens in rural Paynesville.
We have 50 cows, and we start milking at 4 in the morning, and we milk again at 4 at night. We have 390 acres of cropland. We grow corn and soybeans and wheat and alfalfa.
The farm has been in the Hamish family for over 60 years.
My grandpa bought this farm in 1960 because his son was going to graduate from high school, so he needed a farm for him. So when my dad got married in 66, then he moved out here and built this barn. It was an old barn they tore down and built this barn and started milking.
They are currently in the process of building a new freestyle barn.
But it has 6 pens on each side. Don't know if we want to milk more cows or if we Dad wants to kind of go to the steer route, so now it's kind of a universal building.
Tyler and Sarah's daughter, Kenna, explains what she likes about the farm.
Do you like being on the farm? What do you like about it?
I like about the swing set.
The swing sets and all the room to play?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Roger and Lisa's daughter, Brianna, was a 2016 Dairy Princess and was very active in the Stearns County American Dairy Association. 4 generations of the Hemish family helps out on the farm, and they enjoy working together every day.
We're the Hemish family. We're proud farmers.
From the cows on the farm, back to you in the studio. We'd like to thank the Hemish family and all the farmers around the country for what they do every day. We don't have an in-studio live music guest this week, but we do have good news that the summer concerts in the park is back on, put on by the Paynesville Community Education. It'll be July 2nd, 9th, 16th, and the 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m., and we'll see you down at Veterans Park. The band schedule is on the Community Ed website at paynesvillece.com. If you'd like to be an studio musical guest, please call the Community Education office at 243-7570. We'll be right back after this.
This program is made possible through the support of our generous sponsors. The Talk of Paynesville, a Paynesville Area Community Education production in association with the Paynesville Area Chamber of Commerce.
Since Father's Day is this Sunday, we'd like to say some of our best dad jokes for the joke of the week. All right, Faith, are you ready? Okay. Oh, I'm second. What do you call a sleepy dad getting pizza for his kids? Papa yawns.
Okay, why does Dad want to play golf on Father's Day? Because it's terrific.
Oh, that one's a good one. Okay. Alright, well, since it's Dairy Month, we have some farm jokes for you. Why do cows like hearing jokes? Because they like being amused. Oh, gosh.
Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work.
Ah, that's right.
On a more serious note, I have a new segment for the show, a quote of the day. This world is but a canvas to our imagination. Henry David Thoreau.
Nice quote for this week.
Now let's hear from our Paynesville Chamber of Members Commerce Spotlight.
The team at Yarman Ford doesn't believe in saying goodbye once you buy a car or service your vehicle once. They believe that once you are a customer for life. They strive to cultivate a trusting relationship with you so that you're happy to bring your car into their dealership. Visit yarmanford.com for more information. At Paynesville Fleet Supply, customer service is their #1 priority. They do their best to find what you need. If you don't exactly know what you're looking for, ask one of their floor associates. Many of them have background experience and knowledge that will ensure you will find what you're looking for. Stop by Paynesville Fleet Supply today. Alright, it's time to answer the trivia question from earlier in the show. Question was, who has the Paynesville girls basketball record for the most steals in a game. We had some answers from our viewers. Ashley Anderson guessing that it would be A. And of course, our faithful listener, Dean Heike, saying D, also being a guest. And we had one of Matt's children guess C. Well, the correct answer is, in fact, D, Amy Widener-Bast, with a total of 13 steals in one game, and the record was made in 1989. So congratulations, Mr. Dean Heike, for being a winner again on our trivia. We must have to get our questions a little bit harder if Dean's getting them all the time. But that's okay, you got a free prize for that. So thank you for answering those.
Thanks everyone for watching. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and like our broadcast. Also, don't forget to enter your interview ideas in the comment section below. And just a reminder, there will be no episode next week, just the June 25th, but we will be back live on July 2nd. So I hope you join us then. I'm Faith DeCousin.
And I'm Jacob Bertram. Stay safe
and stay cool, Paynesville.